Hello everyone, Mike Hedren here, and I'm joined today by Miranda Van Winkle. You may have seen Miranda's story on Facebook. She had a dog that escaped from her yard, her pet, and the dog was picked up by Wichita Falls Animal Services and ultimately ended up at the Wichita County Humane Society. I asked Miranda to come here today to tell us her side of the story about her dog, so Miranda, welcome. Why don't you take us from the top? When was the dog actually lost?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but I know it was on a Friday. He had gotten out of my backyard, and I called animal control multiple times and left multiple voicemails, and I'm pretty sure they're closed at a certain time and then closed for the weekend. So then I tried again Monday, called, left voicemails, never got a call back, and I didn't know if he was already at the Humane Society or if he was still there. I didn't know if he was even there. I didn't know if someone took him. So I looked on the Humane Society website and saw that he was on there. His name was Mateo. So I called Tuesday morning after Labor Day and told them that they had my dog. I was going to come first thing on Wednesday morning to come get him since I was off. And I was like, can y'all please hold him for me? And they were like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And Wednesday morning, I called and was like, I'm on my way to get my dog. They were like, no, he's already adopted. I was like, excuse me? And they're like, he's already been adopted out. I was like, I just called y'all yesterday morning and asked y'all if y'all would hold him for me since he was my dog, and y'all told me y'all would. And she said, we don't hold any dogs. I don't know who told you that. And I said, all right. So I just, I asked to talk to someone else. She said, sure, and hung up on me. And so then I just went up there myself. Didn't say anything, just looked around. I saw my dog, and I was like, I'm taking my dog home. Please let me. No, he's already been adopted out. He's just still here because he has to get neutered.
So you did or did not talk with anyone at Animal Services?
No, I never got a hold of anyone there.
So your only contact by phone and in person, you're saying, was at the Humane Society?
Yes.
Okay. And you did speak to someone over the phone and face-to-face, you're saying?
Yes.
When did you first realize the dog was gone and start making calls to look for it?
Whenever I got home on Friday, I think it was around 4:30 maybe.
Okay. So the day the dog came up missing, you say you started making phone calls.
Yes, of course.
But were unable to reach Animal Services at all?
Yes.
Do you know who you talked to at the Humane Society? Did you know
No,
who
I
you
never
spoke
got
with?
any names. I know I think it was yesterday morning, I went up there again and talked to Cheryl, the main lady, and she was still not giving me my dog back.
But you're saying you actually saw your dog
Yes.
at the Humane Society,
Yes.
at their facility.
Mm-hmm. He was so excited to see me.
Was your dog wearing a collar and tags
Yes,
when he was
and
lost?
it was
or?
on. Yes, and it was even on in the pictures that they had taken and put it on the website. I had my phone number and I'm pretty sure I had my address. I had his name, which is Pete. Whenever I called on Tuesday morning to let them know I was coming Wednesday, they're like, okay, it'll be $105 for chipping him and neutering him. And I was like, okay, that's fine, that's fine. And still didn't let me have him.
What kind of recourse or action do you hope to get from this at all?
I'm really just trying to get my dog back. I know he was in there for 5 days and that looks wrong on my part, but now that I found him and I want him, I don't understand what the big deal is to give me back my dog instead of adopting it out to someone else. So.
And you don't know who adopted the dog?
No, she wouldn't tell me. Out there that I'm not trying to bash the Humane Society in any way. I'm just simply trying to find the new owner of my dog because I'd really like to get a hold of them and maybe get my dog back because I've had him literally forever since he was born, and that's my baby, and I really just want him back. So.
I'm with Cheryl Miller. She's the director of the Wichita County Humane Society. And Cheryl, there's been a little a problem that's developed over the last few days. You had an animal that was picked up, a dog that was picked up by Animal Services, the city,
Correct.
and brought to your facility ultimately. And why don't you walk us through what happened? Because I know this is kind of blown up into a big flap on social media.
Yes,
So
it has.
we want to get your side of the story.
Sure. And anyone can call either Humane Society or Animal Services Center and get the dates I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Animal Control, which is Animal Services Center,
Right.
they picked up the dog on 8/28, around 11:30ish. The dog had a red collar on, and in the picture there's no tags, and they can look for themselves to see there's no tags. It's a faded red collar, and
Right.
it's a little dachshund. The dog, standard procedure is if a dog has no collar, it's held for 3 days to either be put up for adoption or euthanized. If it has a collar, it's 5 days, and both shelters go by those rules. So since a dog had a collar on, it was a 5-day hold.
Right.
I kept looking at the dog. We go there almost every day. The dog was not put into their adoption program. Animal Service Center gets first pick. I get next pick. They weren't going to adopt it, so I tagged the dog to pull over to the Humane Society.
And if we can, let's make the distinction here.
Sure.
You have Animal Services or Animal Control,
Right.
as most people know it. That's the city of Wichita Falls.
That's the city.
And then the
We're-
Humane Society is a separate entity altogether.
Yes, we are. We're two separate
Okay.
shelters.
Okay.
So the dog cleared in 5 days. We didn't actually pick it up until 9/4, so that's 8 days later we picked up the dog. So since they weren't going to put the dog into their adoption program, it could have been euthanized on the 5th day. They weren't going to adopt it out. We pulled the dog, brought it to our shelter. It was there 4 days and it was adopted.
Okay.
It actually went home yesterday after he was neutered.
So in total, before the dog was adopted out, it was in the custody of Animal Services or yourself for how many days in total?
13 days. It was adopted on 9/9. Then it became the new owners, but it was actually at a shelter for 14 days total.
Now, the owner, she claims that she had tried to contact Animal Services and was unsuccessful in getting through to them.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she also, though, spoke with someone at the Humane Society who
Mhm.
told her, yes, we have your dog.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that conversation, but we do not hold animals unless it comes in as a stray. Then it's the 3 or 5 day hold.
Right.
But once we pull it for Animal Services, it goes, or if it's an owner release, it goes straight up for adoption. We don't hold dogs or cats because we've been told, oh, I'll be there Friday to come adopt it, and if we hold it, in the meantime we miss out on another adoption, and if they don't show up, then we still have the animal.
So as soon as the dog was in your custody, it was up for
Clear for
adoption at that point?
At the 5th day.
Okay.
So if someone would have even went to Animal Services on the 5th day when it cleared, they could have adopted it from them, even though it wasn't in their adoption program.
Right.
But they let us take the dog. We adopted it out, and that's exactly what we do.
Well, are you saying that basically she's not being truthful about her account of what happened with the dog and the whole process that she went through? Because her claim is that she tried to contact Animal Services, was
Right.
not successful in getting in touch with anyone.
Right. She said she left several messages with Animal Control. I actually called Animal Control yesterday. Animal Service Center, spoke with them. That's how I got the dates. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure of the dates, and
Okay.
that's where I got the dates from. They said they keep a call log. There were no calls about that dog.
Your account of all of this sounds like you followed, for your part, you followed procedure
Yes, we followed
according to
procedure.
what's prescribed for any animal that you
We
take
did,
in.
yes, we did, yes. We checked for a microchip. There was no microchip.
Okay.
You can clearly see in Animal Control's photo, because they took when a dog comes in, they take a photo, they post it on Pet Tango, they put it in their system, Pet Point, it automatically loads it up to a website called Pet Tango. We use the same program. So
Okay.
as soon as they walk in the back door with an animal, they take a picture, put it in their system, bam, it's up on Pet Tango. When they transfer it to us and we put in the numbers, we assign the dog a new number in the same program they have, Pet Point, it automatically transfers the picture up into our name with the same website, Pet Tango. So the only picture I saw of this dog that was missing that she ever posted was yesterday. She had, and I'm not sure when the dog got out. It could have got out before the 28th. I don't know.
Right.
But she didn't post it on social media. We didn't receive a phone call. She never came up to the shelter physically to look at our shelter until yesterday, which was the 10th, to try to get her dog back. By then, it was already adopted.
Okay. Well, what is your advice for folks then going forward? If you do lose a pet, what's the first thing they need to do?
I think they need to physically go to each shelter, take a picture of your dog, hang it up somewhere. I think you're more than welcome to post it on our Facebook page, because we have a lot of shares. We've gotten a lot of dogs and cats home by people sharing photos. Go to the website, pettango.com, and just post as many flyers as you can. And I highly recommend having your dog microchipped.
Okay. All right. Cheryl Miller, Director of the Wichita County Humane Society, thanks for dropping by to visit with us.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.